Yo, what's up, world? What's up, good people? This your boy Bernard Dice from Lifestyle Motivational Podcast, right? As always, if you have liked or subscribed to my channel, thank you. I'm very, very grateful. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Please share. As always, I'm a certified life coach. If you need services for as career advancement, sports, motivation, cultural advancement, should I say, or culture motivation, team morale. I'm your guy. If you have personal goals that you want to set, short-term or long-term goals, reach out to me. Look at the link at the bottom or the email at the bottom. Click on it, call me, email me, whatever. We'll set up your first session. You have a choice to be great. All right, so let's jump into it. Today's topic is very, very serious to my heart. We're gonna talk about bullying. So it's time to start getting into the schools. Bullying is serious, y'all. Back in my day, we didn't have all this internet and all this kind of stuff that's going on the way it is now, right? I'm not that old, but at the same time, still, the internet wasn't as popular as it is now with our kids as far as social media. In a snap of a finger, you can be on reach a million different people, or you have a million different people attacking your kids at one given moment, right? So it's a lot out there that we have to be careful for and watch out for when it comes to our kids. Few things about bullying. Bullying can be cyberbullying, right? And this is where we as leaders, teachers, parents, we have to, role models, mentors. If you see something, speak up. Kids, if you see it, speak up. Standing up for what's right, is a lot harder than keeping your mouth closed and then you wake up tomorrow and then something bad has happened to that person that was being bullied, right? So if you see it, speak up. So bullying can be cyberbullying. It can be social bullying. So people trying to fit in the crowds or they want to lead a crowd. It can be bullying in person, verbal, right? You telling somebody something crazy. You don't like how they look. People bullying, right? They can be bullying because of physical appearance, right? Because one person is poor or don't have enough or they clothes raggedy, right? Or you got a person over here that's always rocking the latest and the greatest fits and somebody picking on them because that, or they don't have it, right? Or somebody breath stink, right? Or they funky. Kids these days, they rough, y'all. So it can be also if a kid has a different, should I say, persona about them, right? So let's talk about the gay, lesbian, straight, right? Bisexual. Those kids are being picked on too, right? You may look, your nose may be a certain way. It doesn't matter. Your color, your skin, race, religion, all that stuff kids are being bullied about. So how do we prevent this? One, speak up. And this goes to the teachers, the leaders, the police officers that's sitting there on site. If you see it, figure out a way, depending on the policy of your school, to step in. Right? It's okay to say, no, we're not doing that today. No, let's sit down, let's have a conversation. Right? No, let's call these parents. Boom, this is the type of conversation that we're going to have. No, we're not going to pick on these kids over here just because they less fortunate or they have a different point of view. In life, we have to stand up for something. And it goes all the way back to having a standard. Having a standard of what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. And having that standard also means that sometimes you have to stand in the gap for someone else, right? I always tell my kids, me and my wife always tell them, if you're going to stand in the gap for somebody that's being bullied or something wrong that you see, we got your back. at the end of the day, right? Because you might have just saved somebody's life, right? Not saying get into any conversation, jump in here and jump in there, but if you see a kid that's literally being bullied, even a person, right? It's okay to step in. It's okay to say, no, we're not doing that. Be a hero, right? So from the Center of Disease Control Center, right? So not just giving y'all false information. This literally research this data. So about 14% of high school students, right? 14% of high school students think about committing suicide. Because bullying leads to folks want to hurt themselves, people disliking themselves, kids growing up, and then they still don't know why they still silent. Bullying can be, sexual orientation, all this different type of stuff, y'all. We have to start standing up for our youth and showing them that we're there. We have to be heroes, right? We have to stand in the gap for them because sometimes they not strong enough to fight for themselves. Just imagine yourself as an adult. A lot of times you're not even strong enough to fight for yourself. So how do you expect sometimes a teenager to know how to respond when something like that is going on? It starts at home. So when it starts at home, you have to have these hard conversations. Whether they giggle and laugh about it at first, but have those conversations. Teach your kids how to respect others. Teach your kids, when you get in this situation, it's okay to go and tell, right? The older generation, we was always taught, keep your mouth closed. Don't say nothing. That's a snitch. Snitches get stitches, all that kind of stuff. But we got too many of our kids dying today, right? Because nobody said nothing. Or everybody sitting there with their phones recording it when only thing it took was to drop your phone, step over there, grab that person and help them and then take them to somebody or call for help. Right? So we have to start teaching our kids that it's okay to stand in the gap. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to know how to control your emotions, right? To say, I'm not doing this today. Or, no, you're not going to treat that person like this today. So it goes back, 14% of high school students attempt, or should I say consider suicide. 7% of those high school students actually go through with trying to attempt suicide. So that means about 1 in 5 high school students. Think about this. So when you're sitting in your car at your school, picking up your kids, or you watching a sports game, look around you. About 1 in every 5 students that you see has been bullied, right? In some shape, form, or fashion. Just because of who they are. So teach your kids to know who they are, to believe in themselves. No matter what anybody else says about them, teach them to love themselves first. Teach them, too, that it's okay to get help. It's okay to have the conversation with you as a parent. But as parents, you have to ask those hard questions. How was your day? What went on today? Let's put the phones down. Let's talk about this, right? How would you handle that situation next time, right? Sometimes we have to badger our kids and let them know that we there. So that way, when we not there, they know how to handle certain situations, right? When I was growing up, and prime example, I was bullied. I still got big teeth, right now. But at the same time, I had buck teeth. And it was just a blessing that my parents then was able to afford braces back then, right? For my teeth to be how they are now. Probably why I smile so much now, because, I'm just blessed, right? But at the same time, I was picked on. That kept me silent. Kept me silent for a long time. Shy, silent. But now God has did something magnificent in my life to allow me now to be able to tell that story to someone, right? It put me in a shell to where I didn't know how to come out of it, right? So I encourage the youth, love who you are. Hey, love the color of your skin, right? Love the shape of the features, because that's what God gave you, right? Love yourself for who you are, whether you lesbian, gay, straight, whatever. Love who you are. Embrace that about yourself, right? And we as leaders and parents and teachers, we have to start putting that out, right? We got to know how to control our own emotions when going to talk to our kids, because how we may see our kids sometimes may be totally different, or how they see life. So we got to be able to listen, right? We got to be able to listen in order to communicate effectively, in order for them to get their point out, and then we can step in and share our wisdom and our knowledge, right? So talk to your kids, people. Have these hard conversations with them. We have to stop the bullying, right? And the bullying leads to the suicide, leads to fights, it leads to people killing themselves, right? It leads to someone losing a child because they wasn't even a part of it, but they called a stray bullet. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's time to be heroes. It's no longer time to be silent in this world, right? Force your kids to put down the phones. Force the kids to love themselves. Have conversations within your homes. When you're riding in the cars, have conversations. A lot of our kids today are socially awkward, right? When they get out in public, because that's all they do is on these phones. They can live one life on that phone, but when they get in front of people and when they get in trying to have just normal conversations, they're unable to do that. So we have to force change, right? Force a culture change, right? So when they get out there into the world, hey, they can just blossom like flowers, right? Hey, it's time, people. I encourage, motivate, and I'm elevating everyone, leaders, teachers, even the kids, young kids, teenagers. Hey, it's never too young to start teaching a kid about life circumstances. You have to want to teach your kids. And then when you teach your kids, you're going to see a shift in the atmosphere, not only in your home, but you're going to see a shift at the school. Because if one kid knows how to treat another, they're going to pass that on to the next kid. And then when they pass that on to the next kid, it's going to reach out and it's going to touch another. When one leader stands in the gap and says, no, enough is enough, that leader is going to touch another, and that leader is going to touch another. Right? And it goes the same for the teachers. Once one teacher gets on board and starts believing in themselves, whether that teacher feels like they're underpaid or not, that teacher made a choice to be in that position. So at the end of the day, don't take your life. Don't take your life. I'm telling that for anybody that's ever been bullied or that's being bullied now. Don't take your life. Speak up. Seek help. Right? If you go to the Center of Disease and Prevention website, they do have some resources out there, right? If you need help, drop it in the chat. We will get you some help, or I will do what I can to find you some help. I guarantee that. I promise you that. So let's be heroes. Step out of your comfort zone. Hey, start teaching your kids, right? Leaders, teachers, young kids, stop being silent.
Artlist.io.
It's time to stop it. This your boy Dyson signing off from Lifestyle Motivation.